for achieving optimal search and creating a seamless user experience. A Content Hub strategy goes beyond traditional SEO tactics by providing an integrated approach that combines smart web development and high quality content creation. While Content Hubs offer significant advantages, businesses must overcome challenges such as content planning, maintaining consistency across related topics, and avoiding siloed content structures. With the right implementation, a Content Hub strategy can transform how a brand connects with its audience and builds its online presence. In this modern approach to SEO and web development, Content Hubs not only serve as a powerful tool for improving search visibility, but also creating an engaging user-centered experience that drives long-term digital success. If you didn't understand a single thing of what I just said, don't worry. His name is Nana Sapon. He's a webmaster of vh.org. He's here with us. He's going to help us understand what this whole Content Hub strategy, a modern approach to SEO and web development is all about. He's a very big man. He's seated here, right here in the studios of Z101.9 FM, and he's going to help us decipher all of this confusing mumbo jumbo in tech. His name is Nana Sapon. Good morning, my brother.
Good morning, Jerry.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Charlie, educate us. First of all, since a Content Hub strategy goes beyond traditional SEO, let's start from the SEO part. What is an SEO and why is it a big deal? Why should I be concerned about it?
Okay, so marketing has transitioned from traditional to digital now.
Okay.
Right? So SEO is basically a process of improving search visibility.
Okay.
So you have a business running, you're selling, you're doing so well with traditional media. You want to thrive online as well. So SEO is a way. So SEO is going to, in a way, give you more visibility to an online audience, right? Think of it this way. You enter a building, let's say Z, where we are broadcasting from currently. I come through the main door and there is no receptionist. There is no guide to take me around. It's going to be very difficult for me finding which door leads to which room.
Definitely.
Yes. So that is where Content Hub also comes in. So a Content Hub is only informing a search engine that this and this and this is what my website is about. And so the search engine crawls the website and is able to index your content in this database.
Okay.
And then it's able to serve that content out to users based on search queries they input into the search engines. So basically, that's what SEO is all about.
So, search engine optimization.
Yes.
Meaning that if I went to type anything related to your name, your desire is that you would come up.
Exactly.
Like in the first page of the, so that, because no people don't really go beyond a certain number of pages.
Right.
If they're searching for you, they want you to be there. Is there like a strategy of a sort that gets people better at this? Is there something that I must do when I set up my website so that I enjoy this thing? Is there something like that?
Yes. So before I delve into it, I want our audience to understand that search engine is a millennial. Okay. So when I say search engine is a millennial, it means search engine only came around from the 1990s.
Okay.
Yes. And you know millennials don't like stress.
Okay.
Yes. So if your content is not well structured, and before I even delve into that, before search engine came in, when the first websites were developed, there were no structures to it.
Okay.
Exactly. So it was even difficult for people to put their content online or people to find websites until search engines came in. Now, search engines are built in such a way that they crawl websites across the internet and then they index content on the website. So your content must be one, be an authority,
Okay.
right, on a particular topic, right? Two, it must be well optimized in terms of having the right keywords,
Okay.
so that when users search for those keywords, because mind you, a user will not type in the brand of your name in a search engine. It is
Exactly.
based on the solution or information they are looking for,
Like healthcare.
like healthcare.
Okay.
That would, bring up your website. So I don't know if I'm supposed to talk about Content Hub and how it's
Yeah, we'll go into
it's-
Content Hub right after this.
Okay.
I like the explanation you're giving on the
Okay.
SEO, because what we wanted to know is, so now that what we're saying is that a Content Hub sort of has come to replace, is that what we're saying, first of all? Is it like an upgrade of what we used to do under SEO?
Yes.
Okay, so what steps should organizations take to plan and develop a Content Hub for a specific niche?
Okay, so first of all, you need to understand your audience, okay, or the people you are writing for or publishing for. And then you also need to brainstorm or look for specific topics you want to talk about. Okay, they must be very specific, related to the business or your brand.
Okay.
All right, so that it's more relatable, because the thing about content is, if it's not for driving traffic, it's for conversion.
Okay.
You get it? So it must be related to what you do in a way. So you need to get a list of topics you want to write about, and then you also want to get a list of subtopics. So this is what I mean. Maybe your main topic is under SEO, right? Now, under SEO, we have link building. Okay, that falls under SEO.
Okay.
You see, the more you expand your content, the more freedom you have to explore different keywords. And the more keywords you have ranking on your website, the more or the higher your chances of, getting seen online.
Okay.
Yeah. So apart from that, once you have your topic ready, then you decide whether, if you already have a website, you want to either create a section on the existing website, or you want to move the new content to a different website.
Okay.
Right. So depending on how structured your website is, you decide whether you want to either have a section for the content, or you want to have it on a separate website. Once you have that in place, then we talk about keywords.
Okay.
Now you have your topics, you've decided where to post them, then we look at the keywords you want to rank for, right? So usually this, if you're a master at what you do, it comes easy. But then if you're not, you could hire the services of a professional to go through a brainstorming session with you to come up with all of these things, right?
Okay.
Then, we can talk about measuring, because you need to measure your traffic. So you can use tools like Google Analytics to measure your traffic, how many users are visiting your website, how long are they staying, are they bouncing off, and why are they bouncing off and not visiting other pages, right? That will inform you if there is anything you need to tweak or optimize on the website.
Okay.
Yes. So these are a few things brands can consider.
So what are the main components of an effective Content Hub?
Okay. So for an effective Content Hub, we have 3 main types.
Okay.
We have the video content, right? We have blog posts, and we have infographics. They
Okay.
form the major key components of a Content Hub. So the blog post is an in-depth information, right? It's very detailed. And then your videos can be blocks of the long blog post in video format to create more engagement with your audience.
Okay.
And the infographics are used for more complex data. So you want to publish something on social media, you use infographics to communicate that. So you can, within one post or within one article, you can have it in 3 different forms.
Okay.
I don't know if you get it.
So there will be the video, there will be the blog post, and then there will be an infographic somewhere
Yes.
on the same subject matter.
On the same subject
It
matter.
helps
Yeah.
the people. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Wow. That's interesting. So you are advocating, or what you do at, first of all, Obviate. What is it? What do you do there?
So Obviate is a digital agency.
What does that mean? I mean, people are always scaring us digital agency. I'm wondering, like,
Okay.
actually, the guys have some space media and some space like that. What is a digital agency?
So we are more into marketing.
Okay.
Okay. So we build websites, we develop websites, we host websites, we do digital marketing, of which SEO is also part.
Okay.
Yes. And then we also do strategic branding.
Okay.
Yes. I think, even before this conversation, we need to also, maybe, I don't know if you already had a session on branding, but branding plays a major role in marketing, and then how you market your products online with SEO. 'Cause
Okay.
it's like a chain. You can't miss one step and then move on to the other. So we do, we also do, how do you call it? Media production.
Okay.
So advertisement, video advertisement. We do photography, yes, and other productions.
Is it a very large workforce?
Yes, we have a very large workforce.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and we have reps not just in Ghana. Yes, we have reps in the UK. We have reps in the US.
Oh, wow.
So depending on what your needs are, we have an expert to take care of you.
Interesting. What is internal linking? What does that mean?
Internal linking. Okay, so if you remember before our conversation, I used a scenario. So let's say I enter the Z building, right? I enter through the main door.
There's no reception.
There's no reception. There are no inscriptions or guide anywhere to link me to different rooms. I'll be lost. And I've already mentioned that search engines are millennials. They don't like stress. Now, internal linking is a way for search engines to know that this is the content structure of your website. So this content can take you to this content, which are related.
Okay.
Right? So internal linking means that you are talking about maybe shoes or clothing, right? But then you want to link to another content talking about men's lifestyle.
Okay.
You could link that post or blog to the shoes post that you've written about.
Okay.
And it links to, because they are related.
So when the person clicks the shoe story, how would you, when you say link, does that mean there will be maybe another link down there that would say related content or something? And when you click it, it will take you to the men's thing.
That is one.
Okay.
That is one. But this is called anchor text link. So within the post or within the blog post, you have a word that is linked, hyperlinked.
So that word alone, then it's like blue.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's like blue.
Okay.
So
okay. I've
once
seen
you
that.
click it, it takes you
Straight to the other story.
Other story, which is related. The stories must be related, and it's very important for the search engine. Otherwise, if they are not so related, it gets confusing.
Oh, wow.
And it hurts your user experience as well, because, obviously the user will bounce off.
So anytime you're reading a story and there is a word, a name, and that one is underlined or it's a different color,
Yeah.
and when you even put the
the
cursor on it begins to give you some information on all that.
Yes.
It's common in Wikipedia, like,
Correct.
yeah, okay,
Good.
okay. All right, okay, so we're learning. Listeners, I hope you are as well. Told you he's a big man. You explain everything. Yeah, so it is important that we get, that is what it, okay, nice. So we're talking Content Hub strategy, and we're talking about search intent and the fact that, and he's made a very useful analogy that millennials don't like stress, so if they come and they have to struggle, they will leave you and all that. They will just walk away. do you see as the kind of content we are producing from this part of the world onto the net? Do we understand Content Hub?
We're getting there.
That's a very political statement. We're getting there. Small.
There is a lot to be done.
Because what? We don't understand it?
I think, okay, so, originally, some of these things don't come from here.
Of course.
Yeah, they've been imported, right? Just like branding, right? So, because they are not imbibed in us, it takes some time to adapt towards those areas.
Okay.
Right. So I think with more advocacy, I think we should be able to get people to understand some of these concepts.
So you work on Content Hub strategy for organizations?
For organizations, yes.
What percentage of organizations, off the top of your head, of course it's not scientific, have Content Hub strategies in this country?
In Ghana?
Yeah.
Okay. So in Ghana, I would say 10%, about 10%.
Oh, that's low, man.
Yeah.
That's very low.
That's 10%.
So that means there's a lot of work for you. A lot of work in two ways. A lot of work for you to make us appreciate it, and then a lot of work in the sense of now when we understand it, we are looking for you to help us do it.
We'll get there.
Hopefully. How do you measure the impact of a Content Hub on organic search rankings and traffic?
Okay, so there are so many ways you can measure, and depending on what your goals are. Okay, so for instance, your goal is to sign up leads or collect email leads.
Okay.
So on your content, at the end of the day, how many email signups are you getting? Right? Your goal may be you want your visitor to buy a product at the end of the day.
That's what you call conversion.
Conversion.
Okay.
Right. So at the end of the day, are they buying the product? How is your funnel structured in terms of the customer journey so that they don't drop off along the way? You get it? So there are tools to measure all these things, and one popular tool is the Google Analytics.
Okay.
Yes, it can measure average time spent on the website. Yes, and then you can also set all these metrics in for you to measure whether you're getting enough signups and then you're making a lot of conversions.
Okay. I'm also told that the device the content is being consumed on also has an effect on whether it will lead to conversions, or it will maybe the person will stop watching because the mobile thing and the tablet and then the laptop and the PC and all that. How true is that?
Well, it's true, and that's because we are gradually moving away from consuming content on PC than we do on mobile. Because if I'm on the run, there is no way I'm going to pull my laptop to watch.
Of course.
I will just pull my mobile phone to consume the content. And because of that, search engines have optimized their algorithm in that direction.
Okay.
So they give priority to content that are well optimized for mobile.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, that's what it means.
Yes. So the more or the well optimized your content is for mobile, you are likely to rank higher than someone who's only optimized their content for PC.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Is AI anything to be concerned about or excited about when it comes to this conversation about being found on the net, like I love to call it? Yes. Whether it's SEO, whether it's Content Hub, I mean, just to be found. What role is this whole AI thing playing?
Yes. Okay. So right now, as we are talking, if you should type in a search query in Google, right, depending on the topic, right, Google's AI tool, which is Gemini, will first give you.
Yeah, he's been doing that. I think
Exactly.
I didn't ask for it, but it's too no. Yeah, I mean, you
Yes.
type something, then you tell you
It
something
will
before
tell
that
you
one.
something
Yeah,
before other
yeah.
search results follow.
Wow.
So AI is a big deal, and now we have voice AI now, right? So you can speak to a search engine, and it will fetch content for you. So that means that the content you want to create must be, in a way, very conversational.
Hey, people.
Yes, very conversational, so that the AI tool is able to understand context, right? And then it's able to serve the actual right content, because search engines are also in competition with each other. So they care so much about user experience. If a user struggles to find content on a particular search engine, they might also want to switch.
Of course.
Yes, so they are very particular about even the kinds of content they serve to their users as well, just to create that great user experience for them.
Are there things that AI is bringing onto the market that will render some of the things that you used to do irrelevant? I'm asking this because recently somebody was saying he can build his own website. I mean, things like that.
Oh, okay.
He does his own branding. He does his own. I'm like, so what? The guys who went to learn that in school, what do they do? You know?
In a way, that is true, but
Experts are still experts.
experts are still experts, and the level of understanding an expert will have to create a brand for you, I don't know if AI is there yet.
Okay.
I can't confirm that,
Mm.
but branding, for instance, entails a lot of brainstorming and engagement with the client, right? So I'm not saying it's not possible, but maybe with time we might get there.
Is the content hub strategy we're talking about, it is suitable for all types of businesses or industries? Does every organization need to have a content hub strategy?
Well, if only you want to thrive online, then the big answer is yes.
I like that. It's not for everybody. If you don't want to go on the net, you're
Yeah.
fine. You're fine
Yes.
without this. But so long as you're going to be there,
Yeah, there's no option.
and it will demand a Nana Sapon and obviates to do that, or
Right.
I can do that on my own in my house.
Well, I would advise you let a professional handle it if you want results.
What is yeah, I know that. Meaning what? I can't go self-learn a content hub and do it.
You could, if you have the time to do it, and if you could also do that as well as managing your business.
Oh, it's a
Because-
time issue, right?
Yes, it's a time issue, and it requires a lot of dedication.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, every time we have to go and learn something. I mean, when are we going to ever stop? I'm saying this because computers came. You have to go and learn DOS. You have to go and learn Microsoft and learn this. Every time the guy is going to learn something. So now also we're learning Content Hub. And you are saying just about 10% of organizations are actually using it in this
Yes.
country. That for me is interesting. What technical considerations should be taken into account when building a Content Hub?
Oh, okay. So, like I mentioned earlier, you need to be very mindful of the topics you want to write content about or create content about. Another thing to consider is the search volume of the keywords you want to rank for. And there's a way of doing it. You could use data-backed information. And there are so many tools you can use to actually know which keywords have high search volumes that you want to rank for.
Okay.
So, I mean, in every business, there are competitors. So you can look at what your competition is doing, and then you can probably adapt certain keywords or content from them to build on.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Is it going to require, when you're setting up a content hub, does it require extra space in terms of storage?
It depends on which content you want to create. For video, well, yes, it would require extra space. That's because you're adding content to your website Okay.
Okay.
So obviously it will require extra space, but it because most of the videos that we have now are hosted on video websites like YouTube,
Exactly.
Vimeo, you don't really need so much space unless
Okay.
you want to host the videos on your
On your
server.
side, and then
Yes.
that becomes
Then that
a
becomes
big thing.
problem.
Okay. Design and layout. How do they contribute to user engagement and retention?
So that has a lot to do with your brand as well.
Okay, so we're
Okay.
going to the brand conversation now. That we'll come to this question, but because we've got into branding. I mean, a cursory look at brands out there. I don't want us to go into a bit of the technical brand image, brand personality, brand.
Yeah.
I don't want to go there, but because in Ghana, when you talk branding, people are actually talking about the image. They're looking at the collateral. They're looking at the logo. They're looking at the fonts. They're looking at all the typeset and typeface and all that. That's fine. So let's go with what everybody knows, like the colors, the typeface, the logo, and all that. Professionally, you've seen brands all around. The ones we're producing, would you say they are up there?
I mean, we are getting there.
I
You
see
see?
this guy is a political guy. I'm
So-
telling you, man. He
No.
gives only the very accurate answers that won't get him into trouble. I mean, if the things are not okay,
No, do you know why I say we are getting there?
tell me.
You know, originally, branding is not our thing as Africans.
You say it was imported,
It was imported.
okay?
Right. So we are now adapting to the concept. And it's just a matter of time.
Yeah, because sometimes you're driving along the road, you see a billboard, and you're wondering,
I
like,
know, right?
"Hi, what happened to them? Who paid for this? Ever since you arrested?" I mean, but anyway, I always hold back because I don't want my MPhil in communications to cloud me. So I take it like, okay, let's all consume some. I mean, because sometimes you're wondering, did the person look at the billboard traffic that passes there
Yeah.
and did this calculation? Did he even look at color combinations?
Right.
Did he see this font on this background? How was he expecting us to read it?
Exactly.
Yeah, but anyway, so branding is a conversation all on its own. We wouldn't want to go there. But now when we look at design and layout of a content hub. So first of all, if I have a personal site,
Yeah.
there is Jerry Ham's site, and all my stuff are there, right? Maybe 5 pages about whatever. Those things are there. If you came in to say, I want to help you create a content hub, you'll be working from the back end of the site,
Yeah.
right? Is there something that necessarily must happen at the front end?
So on the front end, we must have your services
Okay.
or what you do. Basically, it must be very clear. All right. So based on that, we can curate a number of topics or content topics to create your content hub,
Okay.
because they have to be related to what you do. Don't forget that, right? So your services page must be very clear about what you do, right? So apart from that, your about page as well, right?
Okay.
If you have an expertise in a field, you want to publish it on your about page.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow. That's quite interesting. Before we leave, we will put the Z Multimedia website on the... Yeah, I know. Technically, if you're hearing me, I just said it. We'll use you as guinea pigs to
I beg
see.
you.
You know, technically, they are next door to the studio, so they can block us when we are coming out, right? I know. What role does content navigation play in ensuring that visitors can easily find related content within a hub?
Content navigation. Okay, so it's just like a map,
Okay.
right? So when you look at a map, you know where to find what.
Mm-hmm.
So the purpose of content navigation is to give you an overview and Usually on websites, you can either have it at the top of the website at the header section, or you could as well, if there are so much, you could have it below the website at the footer section, just to give visitors an idea of what type of content they can find on your website. Yes.
Okay, that's good to know. So now we're looking at the importance of a content hub, and we're told that it enhances user experience.
Right.
Let's come in from the user side now. Now we've gone in from your expect. Now let's come in from the user side.
Okay.
Is there a way by which a user can visit a site, and because the site is so well made and the content hub is so much on point, that user has a better experience than he or she would on another site?
Oh, yes. Yes.
Okay.
So the content hub is it has information, or it involves or contains information on a particular topic.
Okay.
Right. Now, these topics are not isolated or in isolation. They are always related to something that you do, right, in your business or with your brand, right? So first of all, people know you to be in that space. For instance, I offer SEO services. So people know me for that. And then I have a content hub on SEO. Now, on the content hub, I'm going to talk about so many different things like link building.
All under SEO.
All under SEO.
Okay.
Right. I'm going to talk about keyword optimization, all under SEO. So the rich your content hub, right, the more your users have a better experience, because they want to consume interesting content, and you have it on your website. So that's even going to keep them on the website, and that increases your chances of search engines ranking you for search results. Because, I mean, you're not getting a lot of bounce rates. Users are not dropping off your website. They are consuming the content, and that's what search engines want.
Oh, wow. So then they would start lifting you higher.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Okay. But then that also leads to a conversation that we necessarily must touch on then. Thought leadership. Where a person or an organization or an entity is recognized as a thought leader. What we are saying is that an effective content hub can help make you the thought leader.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Right.
In the sense that because people are staying longer on your site, the search engines are lifting you higher.
Because they assume that your content has something that the user is interested in, and that is what is keeping them there.
Okay.
So they index you for that, and then they start ranking you.
Okay.
Yes.
So in other words, if it comes to you putting your brand out there, whether you're an individual or organization, you must be known for it must be niche.
Right.
You can't be jack of all trades.
You're on point, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So that when somebody just Googles that word, your site is the one that comes up because,
yes.
Okay.
Because, I mean, people first have to know what you do before they get to know your brand.
Okay.
Online, that is how it works.
Okay.
Because, first of all, nobody knows your brand.
So you're saying nobody will go in and Google Obviate.
No.
They will Google SEO or something like that.
Exactly.
Okay. That makes sense. Makes perfect sense. We just gone past 9:30. Nana Sapon is here with us in the studios of Z101.9 FM. We're having a conversation on Content Hub, SEOs, as search engine optimization. We're looking at all these things, search queries and everything like that. How important are regular updates and fresh content to this discussion about Content Hub?
Okay, so the crux of SEO is search engines. Search engines are what determine how websites perform online.
Okay.
Now, these search engines are constantly updating their algorithms, or let's say rules,
Okay.
right, that they use to rank. So if you have a website and then you're not doing so much to adapt to their level, because they roll out an update and then you're still at level 1. You don't upgrade to match up, then that's going to affect you big time, because the competition out there is very fierce. So the very few who are putting in the work will obviously rank. So updates, constant updates. I mean, if your website is running on various plugins, you want to make sure that they are always up to date. You always want to make sure they are up to date.
Oh, okay. There's a question I've always wanted to ask someone like you if I met the person. On YouTube, or in fact, almost all of them, I see two kinds of content. That is I'm talking about the video content.
Okay.
The one I would call educational stroke, maybe inspirational, and entertainment. How is it that chunk of what I see are entertainment? We don't produce educational content here, or what? What is the problem? Or is it algorithm sending us? He's making us laugh, and he's making a Chinese guy learn, and he's making the Ghanaian laugh his way to poverty. What? This is an argument I heard somewhere. That's why I'm saying, oh, there is a plan, to make us dumb. So they're sending us, dumb stuff, and then they are sending their own people smart stuff. Is that true at all?
In a way, it's true. And usually it's all about the audience.
Okay.
The audience who are consuming that content. I mean, if you have an entertainment content and then you have a lot of audience driving towards that, then obviously
the algorithm will send more of that to your way.
Because don't forget, we are in the Gen Z era, and we like fun. We don't like stress. So anything beside entertainment, it's so I mean, if it's entertainment related, you're going to be able to rank high for your content. So
are we not producing too much from our end? Or because that's what is selling, right? That's what the people are consuming. So
yes, that's what the people are consuming. So you give the people what
it's a demand and supply thing.
Yes.
Interesting. We can also talk about content hubs without talking about CTAs.
Okay.
What are CTAs and where do they sit in this conversation?
So CTAs are basically it's an abbreviation for click to action.
Okay.
Right. So click to actions are put on websites to enable the user take action based on what your goals are. So you are writing about a topic, maybe you're writing about shoes, and then you want the user to take an action by clicking a link that will take them to the shop to buy. So we integrate CTAs within the content so that it's easier for the users to be navigated through the website from the content to the shop.
Okay.
You get it? Yeah.
As opposed to he has to go to another page to go and click. You are saying that right in that content is consuming, you will put a call to a click to action in there, and then just so that it's easy. So it's like everything about Content Hub is to make things easy.
Yes.
It's like easy is all we're trying to do.
Yes. And it's very strategic. Very strategic. And the CTAs must be related to the content that you write. You can't be writing about
shoes,
clothing, and then you have a CTA that talks about buildings. Like, it doesn't correlate. So your CTAs must always be relatable to the content that you're writing about.
Is it important the number of minutes that consumers spend on a particular site?
Very important. Very important. And I think I touched that.
Yeah.
I touched on that. So the longer visitors stay on your website, search engines index your website as interesting. And that is why it's able to keep users on for that long. You get it? So then you have a chance of ranking higher in search results.
Okay.
Yes.
Of the means by which we are communicating on the net, of course, audio, i.e. podcast, text, i.e. blogs, right? Videos, i.e. vlogs and the rest, which has been found to be the most engaging.
I would say videos.
Videos.
Yeah, I would say videos. Because text can be boring sometimes,
Yeah.
you know, especially if it's long. But there's a way to write it to make it more engaging so that the user does not lose interest along the way.
Okay.
Yeah, but among video, text, audio, I mean, video stands out.
So you would say that as much as possible, organizations will have a lot of videos on their
Video content.
video content.
Yeah.
Any advice on the length?
Usually depends on the context and then
Okay.
the topic you're talking about, right? But if it's for social media, it should be as short as possible because people are just, they want to move to the next video.
Okay.
So you can't come and take all their time. But if it's for YouTube and it's maybe an entertainment content or an educational content, then you can look at going or extending the time so that what you are saying would be, understandable. You're able to touch on very key points and
Okay.
able to explain yourself better.
Okay. That's good to know. This whole conversation, we have to use Z Multimedia. Well, that's one of their guys. Did you visit our website? Have you visited our website?
Yes, I've visited your website.
There's still work to be done. But everything you say is you're still in. It's in progress or something like that. You know, to get into trouble. The guys there, they are macho men. So if we touch them too much, they might come for us. What is this thing about content repurposing?
Okay. So it's basically transforming one content into another version.
Okay.
So you have a blog content, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then because blog contents can be very lengthy,
Yeah.
right? But then you want to probably convert the blog content into a video.
Okay.
Right? So that is content repurposing. The same content, but you want to have it in different versions for different purposes.
So
right?
in this case, what you would read it and then animate it, or how do you move from text to video?
Okay, so the blog is talking about a topic.
Shoes once
Alright.
again. Mm-hmm.
Yes, shoes. So you can have a video, and then instead of the blog, we have someone or either an infographic, a video infographic that displays the content we had in the blog, explaining what the shoes are about, and then adding visual elements to make it more engaging.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So we are not moving away from the original blog content. It's the same content, but in a different version.
You're repurposing it
Yes.
to serve another purpose.
Yeah.
Okay. We're learning a lot. And sometimes these are the kinds of conversations I love to have with those who know what they're talking about. I told you that those who know what they're talking about prefer to talk to us. Elsewhere is those who just want to talk. Is there something that must be done from a broader point of view to encourage us to be a lot more, or this is just business and it's one-on-one? Is that something that probably states can do to help push this, or is your personal side so you live it the way it is?
No, I'll be glad if it becomes a state or a national agenda.
That's what I'm asking. I'm just trying to
Yes.
be political.
Yes. And the reason is, we have a lot of businesses out there,
Mm-hmm.
right? We have a lot of businesses out there. However, we are not performing as we should. And
Okay.
when you delve deep into the issues, you realize that if it's not an issue of branding, it's an issue of marketing. You have a very good product, but you're unable to put it out there. You're unable to utilize the right channels to promote your products.
It's a good point you've brought, because I'm going to give you another political question. I know you answer a political way. I'm now used to that. Do you think Brand Ghana is well marketed or well branded? Do you think Ghana One is well branded? And if it's well branded, is it well marketed?
That's a difficult question.
I know. I'm paid to ask these kind of questions. Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
it's a brand. We're talking brands. And I asked the question, and you say a lot of them are not, and you wish it would come in. Now, let's start from the macro level. The brand called Ghana itself. You're a branding person.
Yeah.
It's one of the things that you do at OBH. Are you saying that if the minister or if the president called you and said, Nana Support, this is brand Ghana, so say I think it's done so well, you can take it back. There's so much you will do to it.
Yes.
So where are the challenges?
On top of my head, I won't be able to say right now. I need to be very intentional. So that would involve a lot of brainstorming. We need to do a lot of analysis to determine where the issues are.
Okay.
And then, I mean, we can always devise a plan.
But for now, this guy, political guy, hey, I should see the campus saying he was doing politics.
Oh, no.
Because that's a very good answer to a very difficult question that a lot of people don't want to touch on these things. And I understand where you're coming from. Very, very, very savvy answer to a very, very difficult question. In this country, if you touch on some of these things, you might get yourself into trouble. Somebody will not bring you a contract. So, are there organizations out there that you would say, and I don't mind if they are local or international,
Okay.
that they have fantastic content hubs?
Yes. I've actually seen a few.
Local?
Lo-
International?
International.
Okay. Hey, local. We even get.
International.
Okay. Give me some.
So, a website like HubSpot.com.
Okay, they have some design like, okay,
Yeah,
HubSpot. Yes.
HubSpot.
Okay.
When you go on HubSpot, you would find rich content in different versions, in different forms, serving different purposes, right?
Okay.
So they take one topic and they are able to do justice. They are able to create related topics, subtopics on that mother topic. So you take one topic and you're able to consume other content alongside
Okay.
without getting bored.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Another website I can talk about is, the name just escaped me. But I mean, there are a couple out there.
How
Okay.
come we don't have one in Ghana? Or we have challenges here?
I think the challenge is a question of advocacy. So we need to also understand the importance of what Content Hub does.
Okay.
Right. So once we get that understanding, I think it will be default because we know that Content Hub is doing this to my business. So why not explore it, or why not take advantage? Because I feel the more we know about the concept or the subject, the more we are likely to integrate it in our marketing or in our content creation.
What's making it so difficult for us to appreciate what Content Hub is?
I would say our orientation.
Okay.
Right? Orientation.
Could you please explain
Yes.
further for us?
So it begins with our education. Okay. So, I mean, growing up, we're used to doing things a certain type of way, right? And like I said, Content Hub was just introduced recently.
Okay.
And I even mentioned that search engines came around the 1990s. So it's quite fresh. So just imagine somebody who is like 50 years old.
He wouldn't appreciate it.
They wouldn't appreciate it because, I mean, they have not been used to a concept like that for a very long time,
Okay.
right?
And they are the ones holding the budget. They are the ones heading the department. I used to head the department like that. I mean, I used to head a department in some bank like that. I mean, if you came to me around that time and said, "Oh, we can do content," trust me, I mean, Charlie,
You know, so that's
I just go pick the presentation and
yeah.
put somewhere. I understand where you're coming from. These things are things that takes a bit of a time
Yeah.
before people appreciate them and appreciate them well. So, if you were to advise organizations concerning how to better engage through the web, what would be your top 5 recommendations for all organizations?
Okay, so first of all, you need to be a master of your business or what you do. You must know your craft.
Why is that important?
It's important because then you have a better understanding of what your business is about.
Okay.
Because when I come to you, I'm going to find out what you do, ask what you do, and we have to be very detailed.
Okay.
Right? So that helps with the content creation. Because if you don't understand what you're doing, it becomes difficult creating content for it. Right. So you need to
master of your craft.
Sorry.
Okay. Master of your craft.
Master of your craft.
I get that.
Secondly, you need to appreciate branding. You need to appreciate branding. You also need to appreciate marketing.
When you say branding, once again, let's come back to that. When you say appreciate branding, what are you trying to tell the person?
Okay, so branding goes beyond the logos that we see. It's an experience. So when I come to your business to buy something, it's how you make me feel that I'm going to always remember, not what I bought.
The feeling that came with what I bought.
Yes.
It's more important than even what I bought.
Yes.
Okay.
And that is what branding actually is.
Okay.
Yes.
But that's a very deep thing, that it is not about the colors, it's not about the logo, it's not about the typeface and all that. It's the experience that comes with the customer who came in and all that.
Right.
And okay, so that's a good one. I appreciate branding. Understand how people feel when they come with to engage with you and all that. Then the third one is to appreciate marketing.
Yes.
When in Ghana, when somebody say marketing, they are saying sales. Have you realized that?
I do.
Yeah, I mean, if you say let's do marketing, say, but they are selling already. Oh, Charlie. So okay, appreciate branding, appreciate marketing. When you say appreciate marketing, what are you trying to tell them?
So marketing comes in different forms. We have the traditional marketing, we have the digital marketing.
Okay.
Now, people or some businesses may be doing so well with traditional marketing. They have the billboards, they have like everything you can think of. But let's go online and you realize they are struggling. And that's because usually most people or businesses want to do some of these things themselves. In Ghana, right? They want to do stuff themselves. Even when it comes to creating websites, when it comes to digital marketing, they want to.
Because people are expensive. People like you are very expensive. I mean, you cost an arm and a foot. So why would he come and give you his money? You get some wayside guy to come and do it.
But if you know that what you're doing is going to get you ABC results.
Yeah, of course.
It's going to take your business to the next level. I think it's an investment worth, going in for.
Obviously.
Yes.
Obviously. I'm just playing the devil's advocate. I know them. I've been there. I sat behind those chairs for years. So I know the way we think on the other side and I know the way we think on this side. Sometimes you go and do the presentation and everybody's smiling like, oh, wow, this will help. Then head of finance will say, but how much would it cost? You mentioned, so no budget. There is no budget this year for it. So let's put it. And interestingly, and I always used to joke against my other colleagues when I was in corporate world that how come anytime they want to cut something, they come and cut marketing, advertising, corporate affairs. They never cut. And I was in banking, so and the treasury guy was like my big boss. So in those presentations, I'll say, how come you never cut treasury? And the treasury guy gets angry. Yeah. So I understand what you're saying. And so the third one is, so master your craft, appreciate branding, appreciate marketing. What else? Number 4.
So you also need to have a content strategy.
Okay.
Yes, you need to have a very solid content strategy. So you always want to be bringing about fresh content for your audience, right? So you have a blog, and all the time you are uploading new information just to engage your audience, because they can be bored with old content.
Okay.
And you don't want that.
Okay.
Because when they come and they see the same content on your website, I mean, your bounce rate will go high.
Okay.
And we don't want that for search engines.
How important is consistency in this content strategy? Should it be twice a week, Monday, Thursday, or that kind of thing? I mean, how important is consistency?
Consistency is very important. So it comes with a strategy. Okay. So with a strategy, you know how frequent you want to post. It doesn't matter whether it's a month or 2 weeks. The most important thing is keep updating it.
Okay.
You get it? Yes. Keep updating it.
Last point. So master your craft, appreciate branding, appreciate marketing, have a content strategy. What will be the last thing?
You must be open to learning.
Open to learning.
Yes.
Open
to
learning
new things, because the world is always evolving and new things are always coming about. So if you want to stick to one way of doing things, then we'll leave you behind.
His name is Nana Sapon. He's a webmaster at Oviate, oviate.org. You can go check them out. Our conversation today was on Content Hub strategy, a modern approach to SEO and web development. All too soon, the time is up. I mean, yes, we were caught by the time, and it's been a great conversation. He left us with 5 nuggets, which I think are very, very important. Master your craft, appreciate branding, appreciate marketing, have a content strategy, and be open to learning new things. Thank you so much, Nana Sapon, for coming. You have the last word. What will be your last advice for our listeners?
So, I mean, whatever you're doing, we understand, or I understand. I know that some of these concepts are fairly new, pretty new to our part of the world. So it's understandable. It's always important to always want to reach out to professionals when it comes to some of these things, because there is a way to do it.
Okay.
And if you don't do it right, you might be investing so many resources, but you will not be getting the results.
Okay.
So always go for the professionals.
Always reach out for the professionals. He's not the first to make this call here. A number of the professionals we bring always say that. Always go for the professionals. Don't try and hoodwink it in the house. It might not work, So it's 4 minutes to the top of the hour. Coming up at 10 a.m. is mid-morning's finance, like I prefer to say. Her name is NYA. She's the brand, and she's coming with the brighter side. You don't want to miss that. It's that kind of Wednesday. I hope you've enjoyed the 4 hours you've had with us. It's the new look business breakfast on Z. Hashtag BBZ on all socials. BBZ, we only speak business. I wouldn't leave without telling you that one thing.